Friends forever, that's what we are. Through the thick and the thin, we're friendship stars. We're banger main buddies from the days of old. We laugh, crying, hug, friendship solid gold. My soul whatever started a year ago. We share our stories and your stories were told. 80s, 90s memories that give us glee. And on the block party shows, NKOTB. Now our friendship circle has grown by far. Hashtag friends forever, that's what we all are. Boom. And if you don't know, now you know. My so-called whatever for life. Hashtag MSCW. Hashtag friends forever. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey blockheads, this is DJ AK from NK Airplay Radio, and if you love what the My So-Called Whatever podcast crew is doing, check us out too. NK Airplay is an online radio station playing all your favorite hits from the 80s and 90s, especially the ones from those boys in the band, New Kids on the Block. Listen to artists like Boyz II Men, Debbie Gibson, Tiffany, boy bands, girl bands, and many more. We play artists that are associated with or who inspired the New Kids on the Block, plus some of the artists that inspired us while we were growing up. Check us out on social media at NK Airplay Radio. And download the Live 365 app for your iPhone or Android phone and listen today.
This is Nikki.
And this is Duwan.
And this is My So-Called Whatever. Welcome to the block party.
We ain't leaving out nobody.
Hey. No, we're not. Especially not Dawn.
No, we're not. All included.
All right. So that's... Sorry, we had some technical difficulties there for a moment, but now we're back. And we've got Dawn. And we're so excited.
Hello.
Dawn, we have been talking about this forever.
I'm so happy to finally have this happen. Like, it's a dream come true, honestly. I've been, 2 years now?
Almost 3. Isn't that crazy?
Almost 3 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Where's the time gone?
I know.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I know. So, real quick, if you guys don't already know, unfortunately, Brooke is not with us right now. We don't know when she'll be back, but she will be back. We need to give her some time because she unfortunately lost her brother unexpectedly a couple weeks ago. So let's just send some positive thoughts and prayers her way. And she'll be back soon. She really still loves the podcast. Just right now, she's just not able to kind of have that on her plate right now. So, which I completely understand. So she wants me to do the podcast with other people. And the first person I thought of was Dawn, because we talked about this a long time ago. We were like, we're going to do a podcast episode. Let's do it. And then just time happened and things got in the way. And I was like, nope, Dawn. That's who I know. Dawn. I got to see if she'll do the podcast with me this week.
Anytime. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to fill in for your co-captain, your ride or die, and I'm so thankful.
Oh, well, I'm so thankful that you're here.
I am so thankful that I'm here too. I just love the podcast. Let's talk about everything that's been happening with everything that's been going on with us.
I know. So I was totally in awe when Donnie made the announcement that all 5 of them were going to go live. Like, all 5 of them. I'm just like, what would that consist of? What is that going to look like? And I thought about it all day. Like, what is this going to look like? Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to do Zoom? Like, how are they going to put that on YouTube? And I was thinking all the technical things, because that's my background the entire time. I'm like, how are they going to pull this off? I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see how they do this. And might I add, besides the whole Joey not being able to be heard, they did it magnificently. Like, it was fantastic. I was just sad about Joey not being able to be heard.
I was too, because of course you want to hear his beautiful voice and his sarcasm. And I think all the Jordan girls were finally he came out from under his rock and they were probably just over the moon, like happy to see him.
Yeah.
Which I get, even though I'm not a Jordan girl, but I've been Jill definitely, Jill and Michelle, they,
and Brooke and Maria.
And Maria and Courtney and the girls
Courtney, yes.
Have definitely given me some good Jordan vibes, and I've had some very good interactions with Jordan, so I was happy to see his face.
Yeah, I think Amy's a Jordan girl too. I think our friend Amy.
Amy is a Jordan girl.
Yes.
Yes, she is.
I'm trying to think. Have we missed anybody that's a Jordan girl? I don't think so. Sorry if we missed you. It's not.
Oh wait, isn't Mandy a Jordan girl sometimes?
Sometimes. She's one of the people. She's one of those interesting people that doesn't really have a favorite, which is totally baffles me. I'm always like, how can you not have a favorite? You've got to have a favorite. And she just doesn't have a favorite, but you don't really have a favorite either. Right?
I used to swoon over Joey 24/7.
Okay.
And then as an adult, I started to really, really appreciate all of Johnny's positive vibes and his messages and his attitude and the things he was promoting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But so I waffle. I have moments. I mean, seeing John the other day with his hair and
gosh, he's so handsome.
Long it was. I was
yes.
Oh, hello. Maybe today I'm a John girl, tomorrow I'm a Danny girl. It's all about mood sometimes for me.
Yep. His accent, when John talks, I'm just like, swoon. I love his accent so much. And then when it comes out, it just comes out just a little bit when Jordan talks. And when it does, it's just because I just love the accent. I love the accent. It's what I've grown up listening to, so I love the accent.
See, I'm living out here in Arizona, we don't hear that.
Yeah.
So being able to even some of the lingo and slang words, or even with accent, if something's heavy, it's hard to pick it up or get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you can't relate to it, but it's still so fun to listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be speaking pig Latin and it would work.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
Oh, yay, AK.
Yeah. So today as well, Joey went live and I totally missed it and I'm so bummed, but I did see somebody posted that they were on Joey's live and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I'm so jealous. I want to be on his live, but I don't really I say that I want to, but I'm so scared that I would totally make an ass out of myself. I'd just be like, I wouldn't say anything because that's how I feel.
Okay.
When he's on the podcast, I'm just going to be like,
So you're telling me if you were on Joey's live, okay, you were watching him,
mm-hmm.
and it said, add yourself or invite yourself, and he's like, let me pick somebody, and he's scrolling, and he hit you.
Yeah.
Would you accept it?
I don't know. You guys don't at me. I mean, that's my first gut. My gut reaction is to be I probably wouldn't have requested it. To be honest, I think I've requested him once and that was last summer and somebody from our group was on it. And I can remember it was her and her husband and her son. And I was freaking out because I requested it. I'm like, oh my gosh, Kevin, what if he picks me? I'm not going to be able to say anything. And he's like, you better get yourself in check because what if he comes on the podcast? What are you going to do then? I'm like, I don't know. It might just be a show for everybody. It might be entertaining for everyone to see what I do. But, yeah, I don't know. I probably, if I ended up doing it, I probably would accept it. And then I would just have to take a deep breath and just be like, hey, We're the ones that's been bugging you to come on our podcast.
When are you going to come on our podcast?
Yeah. Because I'd have to say that, I'd have to say that.
Of course.
So.
I would absolutely, I don't care. Messy buns, t-shirt stains, missing an earring, makeup on from that last night. I would totally accept this live request. I would accept any live request from anybody, because I think what that allows is, and I've seen several fans, and some of them are friends of mine, accept it, their request. And I love seeing that happen, because I know that, they've had messy buns, they're in the middle of doing their kids' homework, they just got off of work, they're in their uniform, whatever, everything stops.
Yeah.
And I would absolutely
I would be really excited to see you on there. I would be really excited, because you are so upbeat, and I just feel like it would be like you guys were just buddies from the get-go.
Well, everybody, I know how I am. I want to just be treated like a regular person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they just want to be treated like a regular person. They want to know what's going on with us just as much as we want to know what's going on with them. What kind of dog food is, he's eating lumpy these days. He's not getting any younger. So is he, or is he in the senior food dog department or what? Does he have so we're just all regular people just trying to make it. So they want extra just as much as they want just about having a normal conversation.
Yeah.
Which I did have with Joe at my individual. That was amazing.
We need to talk about that. So I want to hear your experience, your individual experience, because these just put me over the top. I love hearing people's individual experience.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is I've had a handful of those experiences in life where, are the one-offs, and this was definitely one for me. Going on the cruise is amazing. Going to the concerts are amazing, but this is pretty special for me, especially because of a lot of things that I've been through in my personal life recently. So, I live in Phoenix, and I got an individual for the mixtape tour. I was also, if you had the individual, you couldn't do the Naughty by Nature.
Oh, that's right.
So what was really cool is I made up for it on the back end. I got to go to the last 3 concerts in Florida. And so Naughty by Nature, how awesome are they? Because I didn't get to go in Phoenix, they let me go in Florida instead. So.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah. So, they had my name on the list and stuff. So it was really super cool that they were like, hey, no problem. We'll just do it on the back end. So that was pretty awesome. So you have to get there at a certain time, obviously. You check in at a certain time, obviously. What was really awesome is that Jill came with me. That was fantastic. One of my girlfriends, Annie, that lives here, came with me. Jill came in from Florida and spent the night at my house, and that was super fun. These ladies didn't have the individuals. They had bar stools, though. So, and what was really cool is their seats. My 2 friends who didn't buy their bar stools together ended up sitting next to each other at the concert.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're both Jordan girls, and that started, obviously, a friendship. So the friendships just keep going. They keep going. The band creates these friendships, which is my very favorite thing, hands down, about New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was so awesome. I actually had pre-planned to do something I wanted to stick out for my individual. So I purchased these little pop confetti things and had them hiding in my pocket of my jacket. So I had 2 of them, one for me and one for a new kid, with all of these refill things. So when I walked in, Danny was there first. Super nice. He grabbed my arm and like held my arm in arm, like elbow to elbow, like a dad would like walking his wife, or I'm sorry, his daughter down the aisle. It was so awesome. So nice. And we don't have a big presence of remembering Betty here, although we've been trying. Again, hats off to my friend Annie, who has been trying. We've had one event, but hope to have more. So I inquired about that with him, and that was really awesome. And then next up, I asked him if he wanted to like do my confetti things with me. It was these little things that you put on your hand, and when you like clap them together, it lets the confetti shoot out. And then you just cool. Put little refills in it. So next up was Donnie. Danny didn't want to do it, but next up was Donnie, and Donnie totally wanted to do it. Yes. And it was, I mean, he was just awesome. And of course he did it with me, and big hugs and very nice. And the hardest thing about this was like, I want them to say my name. Mm-hmm. And so that didn't happen during my individual, which really sucks. So I'm going to put that out there on the cruise. That I tell them my name, but I have to get them to remember my name. So that was super awesome with Donnie. And then Jordan came next, and Jordan was fantastic. Jordan totally did it with me. My shirt on the front said, "Oh my God, Becky." That was like the shirt I had under my jacket. And so I was showing them my shirt, and Jordan even said, he's like, what does that mean?
Oh.
He didn't know what that meant. Jordan didn't know what that meant. And then Donnie, he goes, "It's a basic white girl statement," which was so funny. Just seeing them interact without like a lot of fans around, that was also really nice, because there wasn't a lot of people obviously in this space that we were in. Mm-hmm. And then I had the most amazing time with Joe. He came up to me, he did the confetti thing with me, and then he was sitting, and then he went and sat on a stool. And I had like a legitimate like 2-minute conversation with him. He asked me what I did for a living. And he asked me about my jacket, because he was wearing the jean jacket through the whole tour. Mm-hmm. I was wearing a red jean jacket. He asked me about my jacket, and I asked him about his jacket and his pins. And this is when I was like, shoot, I didn't get him a pin. It was like a cactus on it or something that, you know, maybe he would end up wearing. Mm-hmm. But it was just, he asked me what I did, and I told him I was a nurse and how I work in healthcare, and it was just, it was like he was invested in me. And then of course, like I went to like 14-year-old Dawn, who was like in her, you know, in her room, looking at all of her posters on a New Kids on the Block phone. Like, it definitely like took me back. But he was sitting on a bar stool, and we took a couple pictures while he was actually sitting on the bar stool. He grabbed my jacket, I grabbed his jacket. It was amazing. And then John, at the end, John came up to me and gave me a big hug, and they were kind of scooting me along by that point. But some of the girls that were behind me, who have met the guys several times, gave me a tip, which is like, try to, I don't want to say string it along, but that was stall them so you can spend more time with them. Mm-hmm. So that was an awesome tip, because they had met them before or done individuals. So my confetti activity definitely like helped me spend more time with them in that space. Awesome. Yeah. So I can't wait to do it again. Like, I will do it again. It's definitely one of those like moments. I mean, nobody can take that away from me. Nobody can ever take that away from me. And sometimes when I'm in a place like mentally where I have a bad day or things are rough, I go to those pictures and remember that moment and how happy I was.
That's amazing. So amazing.
It was so awesome. The whole concert, the whole experience was so awesome. And as much as that individual was fantastic, the end of the tour was better for me because several of us went on a caravan of the last 3 concerts through Florida. And I know that you were supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And some things like transpired where you couldn't. And gosh, this is when we need like all the like flat Nickies and flat Brooks to come with us. But it was so awesome. And I got to see my friends go through their bar stools and their, experiences. And I got to sit with Leilani. I got to meet Christina, who I think we're reading one of her story today.
Yes.
She is absolutely amazing. I loved meeting her. We hung out in the Naughty by Nature meet and greet, and she actually won the Naughty Kids on the Block carpet.
I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yeah, so I actually have some pictures. She is like the first person to sign up for their meet and greet for whatever city. I think it was the Jacksonville one.
Oh, okay.
And so she got the Naughty Kids on the Block rug. I sat next to Leilani for the second concert in Orlando. Miss Leilani got a little sick.
Oh, I heard.
So, yes. And then the last one, Michelle and I got to sit B-stage together, which was fantastic. And then Danny rolled by and we took a selfie with him. And Leilani was right behind us. And again, I met new women, new friends, new people, new experiences. And that's my favorite part of this thing, hands down.
I 100% agree. Like just the friendships that have been made throughout this. I'll have you guys forever. Like,
yes,
so.
I'll have you forever.
Yes,
I will, absolutely. And again, when I'm in a place where things aren't always going my way or the way that I expect them to be, this is, next to family, this is the first place I turn to is the friendships that I've made through New Kids on the Block. I have friends in Texas, friends in California, friends in Florida, friends in Boston. I've never been to Boston. Now, all of a sudden, for the first time in my life, I want to go. Yay. Never been to Maine. Might make it up there.
Yay.
Who knows?
You have to come up. You have to come up. Now that I have space for people to stay, you can stay with us. So you can stay in my museum.
Oh my gosh. Let's do a New Kids on the Block. Oh my gosh. Let's do a surge on New Kids on the Block, my so-called whatever, Vegas.
That would be amazing.
Could you imagine?
Oh my gosh. I've never been.
If they had like a little... You've never been to Vegas?
No.
I never got to go when they were in Vegas. I have some girlfriends that did. If they ever did that, I would... It's probably a good thing that they don't have a like regular venue there that they perform at, because I would probably move up there.
Yeah.
And be like, I only work days. I'm going to live like with 12 roommates, just so every single night I can go to the New Kids on the Block concert.
I'll just be like, I have to take a little retreat. Sorry. I'll be back.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Dawn, I love that story. And would you be willing to share some of your pictures that we can put on the website of your?
Yes,
that would be awesome. That would be awesome, because I'm sure
of course.
I've seen the pictures and they're amazing, and the whole confetti thing, like, you've got to see it.
Well, I just wanted to.
It was so smart.
Stand out.
Yes. So smart
and
unique.
I like to. It helps like tap into the creative side of me. I like to think that I'm a pretty creative person. Sometimes the ideas that I come up with are completely like they don't work there, but it starts the process. Once you start talking out loud, then you can think. And thankfully like that's like our outfits. Look how long we have to come up with our outfits, and now like. I want the cruise to happen. I want the cruise to happen now because I want to wear these things.
Yes. I especially want to wear our 90s night.
Yes. I have not shared what the 90s night is, and I'm not going to.
No, it's a secret. But Dawn is involved.
Yeah. I know that everybody is very secretive, or a lot of people are very secretive about their 90s night.
Mm-hmm.
There are, like on the cruise last year, I was very secretive about one of the outfits that I was doing with my girlfriends, like Crystal and Katie, and Brandy, and her fiance, and Kelly, and another friend of mine named Kelly, and some other girls. We were pretty secretive about the 70s night outfit.
Which
we didn't
was
want
amazing.
anybody to recreate it, and obviously it paid off because the guys loved it.
It was amazing.
You know?
And if you
that was a fun costume.
They were the Celtics.
Yeah,
the 70s Celtics.
So on 70s night, we were the 70s Celtics. The Celtics won in the 70s like twice. And shout out to my friends, especially Crystal, I believe, who is the one that made our outfits. So she got,
made
like
those?
the circuit or whatever.
She's so talented.
So I mean, all the way to the point of she put the circuit to use and put all the, like, we got all the names and the numbers of the, I think it was the 1974 or 1970, I forget which year, it was the 70-something Celtics that won the championship that year. We made a pennant, we had basketballs, we had headbands, we had the long socks with the green. I mean, it was just so perfect. It was so fun. And those little details, I love the little details of the outfit.
Yeah. I know that we still have stuff to talk about with our 90s outfit, little details that we're going to do too. Little tribute things.
Yes.
So
those little details are huge because people pay attention to those.
I do have to say I got my outfit and I was ordering it because you always want to order bigger because you think I'd rather have it be bigger than be smaller. You know, that's my always outlook on things. But I'm going to have to order another one because I ordered it way too big. To the point where my bottoms are falling down. So, yeah.
Maybe you should, you might be able to fix that again. Like,
oh, maybe I'll fit into it after quarantine.
No, gosh. I
hope not.
Oh, gosh. I hope not either.
Yeah.
Oh,
my gosh.
I know. I have a carb face. I get it. But maybe you could, like, cinch them in, like, with, like, maybe you could take them in.
Yeah. We'll see. We got such a good deal on them that, like, for me, I'm just like, buying another one is fine. But, I'm very excited about our outfit, and I'm excited to have more time to plan because I honestly, I was just kind of, I don't know if it was because Brooke wasn't going or I just wasn't as into it as I've been in years past the year past, the last time we did it.
I get that.
So
I get that. Again, I've been going through, a lot of like issues, stressors at my job, and just stressors in general. My daughter's getting married, just paying for the cruise, like just trying, income, like all these different things, to make all these other exciting things happen. And I wasn't exactly mentally there. I was excited about the cruise, but I'm really thankful that they canceled it because I was looking forward to it. But now that we've all been in this pandemic together, it makes me have gratitude in an entirely different way now that I didn't have even a month ago.
Oh my gosh. So
my gratitude has completely changed. I was in the grocery store yesterday. It's the first time I went out besides my work in 3 weeks.
Because you're a nurse and you're like on the front lines.
Yes. So totally in it. It's been scary as a healthcare professional. It's been concerning when the medical professionals, doctors, and medical directors that you work with are scared. It's scary. So when they're saying that they're nervous, that's a big deal, because that's not something that generally doctors or upper professionals usually will express.
Mm-hmm.
So them being scared has made me a little bit more nervous, but we're all doing it. We're all doing our part. Every person that's an essential worker is doing their part. It's the people that clean, the CNAs. From a medical standpoint, I have so much respect for the housekeeping staff, the CNAs, the people that are driving the medical supplies to the hospital, grocery workers, the people that are working at the gas station, the post office workers.
Yeah.
There's so many more other essential people out there besides me. The people that are making sure that the trucks get to the grocery store so we can have food. Those are essential workers, and I mean, we need all of them. And so I'm so thankful that I have a job, and thankful that I'm in a situation where I don't have to worry about those things.
Mm-hmm.
But my heart still goes out to everybody that does, and it's definitely given me a different perspective on life when this is all over. Like,
for sure.
I smiled at a lady underneath her mask. Like, have you ever looked at somebody's eyes and they smile under she was wearing a mask,
mm-hmm.
and I was wearing a mask, and she was smiling at me, and I was smiling back at her in the aisle at the Safeway. The booze is on one side, the cheese and yogurt is on the other. We're passing carts, and we smile at each other.
Oh my goodness!
Like, that just warms my heart. So I have a lot of. So I'm definitely looking forward to the cruise now. It's definitely given me a different perspective. I'm very excited. I want to meet a bunch of new people, including some of the, I think, I don't know if Brooke now can go, or Charlene, or some of the other ladies, or if people's plans change to where they can come on the cruise. I want to meet everybody and just hug everybody. I do. I love making friends, and this is the best way to do it, hands down.
For sure. Speaking of friendship, I think we have a new Kids on the Block friendship story.
Oh, I think we have two.
Yes. We have one friendship story, and I think we have one Joey McIntyre story. So
can't go wrong with a Joey McIntyre story.
Oh, you can't go wrong with that. You cannot.
No. Strap in, settle up.
Yes.
Strap in, saddle up. I want a fireside chat. I want a fireside chat with Joe so bad. I have this vision in my head. Here's Joe on one side, me on another. We're drinking like scotch or cognac or something like really old school, and there's a fire, and he's got his legs crossed. I have my legs crossed. There's pipe. Somebody's smoking a pipe somewhere. I've had this daydream. I know it's crazy, but I'm just sitting there with Joe. So how was your day? What's going on? Talk to me. Tell me a story.
I have to giggle.
Tell me. Yeah.
I wouldn't do well in that situation.
I would totally would, because you know what? I always go back to, don't get me wrong, I have my fangirl moments, okay, but I don't get like that anymore. I mean, I go gooey like everybody does, weak in the knees, melting inside, but I'm tongue-tied and twisted. See what I did there?
Yeah.
But I think everybody just wants to be treated the same with, and just to have a normal conversation.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I'm just not, even though I have the podcast, I'm not one to have, be able to carry conversation sometimes. I'm very awkward. So, yeah.
So when Joey does do the podcast, because he will, okay, the only way that it's going to happen is if we continue to believe that it is, because
right.
It will.
Right.
If you need a moderator to, help out, facilitate things because you feel awkward, I volunteer.
Just throwing it out there. Hey, why not?
Just throwing it out there. I'm just saying, if you're feeling like that awkward, cricket moment,
mm-hmm.
just call my name. I'll be there. Donnie, can you hear me?
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to read Jerusha's New Kids on the Block friendship
I
story?
absolutely do. I haven't met Jerusha. I would love to meet Jerusha.
Oh, I love Jerusha.
Yes. I've heard you talk about her several times, and I have Jerusha's NKOTB friendship story.
Hey.
Hey, ladies. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase this. Hey, ladies.
Get funky.
Yeah. Since our friendship started because of a love for New Kids on the Block, although I cannot believe we hadn't met each other before the podcast,
Totally.
I wanted to share another. What's that?
Oh, I said totally. Because if you didn't know,
Yeah.
I was telling Dawn this before, not to interrupt you, Dawn, but I was telling Dawn about this before we got on, that Jerusha sent us an email when we first started. And this was when Burke and I were kind of like laying low. Like, we didn't want to tell our immediate family and friends that we were doing this podcast because we'd get of course you're doing a New Kids on the Block podcast. So we just didn't want to do that. So we were kind of laying low, like not really telling a whole lot of people that we were doing it. And all of a sudden we get this email from this Jerusha who's like, I know you girls are from Bangor, Maine. And we
How
were
did
like,
you come up with that?
We were talking about,
Is she just super sleuthy?
well, she lives in the town next to us, and she had,
so she's from Maine too.
Yep. And so she had, I don't know how we didn't know each other because I dated somebody that went to her school. And she was only a year ahead of us, and we have friends in common. So it's really crazy that we didn't ever, and her dad, like I worked with her dad, at the Bangor Daily News, which was crazy. And so it was just really, really crazy that we hadn't met. But since we've met, we've become really, really close friends. She made me a couple amazing t-shirts, and she's awesome. Like, I love Jerusha.
I hope I get to meet her. Is she going on the cruise?
She isn't. She's not going on the cruise, but maybe if she goes to Boston and you go to Boston, then maybe you can meet her in Boston.
So I did not get tickets to Boston.
Okay.
However, I'm waffling because by then my daughter, knock on wood, hopefully will be married. I'll have her wedding paid off,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can put my money elsewhere. And since the cruise is paid off, I can put my money elsewhere. So that might happen. I haven't really thought. I mean, honestly, when they released the information for Fenway, I was like, okay, that's great. Not that I wasn't excited about it. Not that I wasn't looking forward to it for my friends. Mm-hmm. I was just sort of like, that's not something that's in the cards for me right now.
Because you have so much going on.
Yeah. And I mean, we all do. And, some people are single parents raising children, and some people are living paycheck to paycheck. And
Mm-hmm.
some people, are just trying to, keep the lights on. And I hadn't really given it any thought. However, now that all of these other things are going to kind of be past us, hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll have some stuff, paid off and everything. I don't know. I could show up there, I guess.
Yay!
And it's on a weekend. I don't know. It could happen.
Let's throw it into the universe.
I'm not. I'm going to throw it. I'm going to throw it out there. It could possibly happen. I haven't thought about it until recently, probably in the past 2 weeks. Maybe we'll see.
I'm going to be throwing positive thoughts your way for that. Because I'd love to see you in Boston.
Yes, and I'm not worried. I know I'll have a place to stay and people to love on me. And
right.
And, I've never been there. I would love to go. I've never been to Boston. But I'm not opposed to it now. Whereas before I was like, it's just not in the cards for me. But now I'm like,
it could happen.
It could happen. We'll see. So, yeah. So, okay. Well, I wish I could meet Jerusha maybe at Boston. So,
maybe.
Yeah. So let's see. She says, since our friendship started because of a love for New Kids on the Block, although I cannot believe we hadn't met each other before the podcast, I wanted to share another friendship story that gelled over a love for from the boys from Boston. Growing up, my mother was a very crafty woman. She always made our costumes for Halloween and made lots of my clothes. She also is a masterful knitter. She knit me anything I wanted, including a sweater with a cat face and a copy of Princess Diana's sheep sweater.
Oh,
That's awesome. I like that. When she said cat face, I just instantly thought of Lisa Frank. Could be. As an act of rebellion, I decided I wasn't going to learn how to knit. My mom tried several times, but I refused. I'm not someone who has ever been good at sitting still, which was fine when I was younger. But as an adult, I needed to find something to do to keep my hands and body occupied when I needed to sit still. So I decided I was going to learn to knit. My mom tried to teach me, which didn't go great, but I figured it out. I then decided to join a website for knitters and crocheters. You can get patterns, look up yarn, and join forums. I joined a few forums and found a great group of long-distance friends that I could chat with regularly about knitting and life events. This is where I found Julie. I'm getting goosebumps. Mm-hmm. Julie is a fellow knitter who lives here in New England. We are close in age and chatted fairly regularly through the forums. Somehow it came up that I was a New Kids fan from back in the day. I discovered Julie was as well. When the NKOTB SB tour announced, I desperately wanted to go, but had no one to go with. My mom had taken me to the reunion tour previously, but I didn't want to go to Boston. I asked Julie, but she couldn't afford the tickets. So I got the forum group together and we bought the ticket for her. Tangent. I have never met most of these people in person, and I may never meet them in real life, but they have supported every member of the forum like their family. Okay, I love that. Oh. Wow. They sent me money and gifts when my son was sick. They supported my mother after my dad tragically passed away. Okay, I might start crying. Yeah. They supported me more than some of my friends who live in the same town. I surprised her with a ticket and the Coming Home DVD. Oh. We had met in person. Okay, wow. We had met in person twice prior to the concert, both times with groups from our online forum. But this was going to be our first outing, just the two of us. My oldest child was turning 1 around the time of the concert, so we took the trip to Boston as a family. My husband was staying in the hotel room with my son while I got a night out with Julie. Oh, love that. Wow. Although Julie lives about an hour from Boston, she decided to get a room in a hotel I was staying at so she wouldn't have to drive in and out of the city for the show. She came to my room when I was getting ready, and we immediately started talking like we had known each other our whole lives. That's the way it is.
It is.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is. It is. We walked over to Fenway Park from the hotel because the taxis couldn't get us close to the stadium. Keep in mind, this was pre-Uber 2011.
That's right.
It was a long walk, but we talked and talked the whole way there. I felt so comfortable with a random friend from the internet. Yes. Mm-hmm. The show was amazing. We had tickets on the field and could see the guys closer than I could have imagined. Julie was a bigger BSB fan than I was, so she was loving every minute of it. The skies opened and we got soaked.
Oh my gosh,
but we didn't care.
Yes.
This first show together was more about our friendship than the concert, though the concert was one of the best I had ever been to. Since then, we have attended 3 tours together, the latest being this summer's mixtape tour. She also came with me to the first Mass Eye and Ear Gala my son and I attended.
That's the one with Joe.
Yeah. Mass Eye and Ear Gala. Okay. She has run into the Atlantic Ocean in the middle of February with me 3 times to raise money for Camp Sunshine. Julie is an amazing friend, and I have knitting and NKOTB to thank for it. And then she has some fantastic photos here. Wow.
And you guys can see them on the website. They are amazing.
Yeah, so the girls look like they're having a good time at Fenway and just by the water together. Wow. I love that.
That concert.
And then look with the concert. Which concert was this that you guys were at together?
Mixtape tour. That was just this one in Boston that we went to. I think it was the first one because it's when we had bar stools.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
What a great. Oh yeah, I see it now. I see it now because Brooke's wearing the Jordan shirt.
Yeah,
That's
we had
awesome.
a couple by that time.
Oh my gosh!
we took the picture.
What an amazing story. Again, just an example as to what New Kids on the Block does for us.
Right.
Brings these positive relationships into our lives, and those friendships take over.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about knitting and your kids and real life things, and then you're like, oh yeah, hey, oh my gosh, did you see Joe's live? And then you can talk about that for 20 minutes and nobody's judging you because you totally get it. You're on the same wavelength.
Right. And like you and I, we caught up before the episode because, I mean, these friendships that we have, they're better than the ones that I had growing up. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
They're.
I mean, yes, we've talked about this. I mean, we have talked about this, about bullying and other things growing up and isolation and the feelings of being alone and how awkward junior high is. I mean, let's face it, junior high was awkward, 30 years ago? I can't even imagine what it's like now.
Oh my gosh. It's brutal.
With social media and, cell phones. And I mean, I know the memes are funny where it's like, I'm thankful, or what is it? There's one where it's like, in the 90s, it's a good thing that they didn't have cell phones.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's totally a good thing that they didn't.
So thankful.
Yeah.
I would have been one of those people posting like, oh, look at me in these pictures.
I mean, my daughter's a little bit older, but my daughter, and your kids are younger, so anybody now, they don't know a life without a cell phone.
Right.
They don't know a life without Netflix. Mm-hmm. They don't know a life without social media.
Right.
It's
crazy.
So I'm totally good with being a child of the 80s and 90s. That works for me.
Me too. Well, thank you so much, Jerusha, for sharing your story. We really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you once this is all over. Yes.
Jerusha, I thought your story was amazing. Thank you for sharing it with us. And thank you for letting me read it. Wow. It's a great story.
So good. Okay. Next up, we have Christina's Joey McIntyre bus story. Hey. All right. Hi, Brooke and Nikki. Here's another Joe Mac story for you. This is from when I saw Joe on his Here We Go Again tour. I went to the show at the Magic Bag in Michigan on January 19th, 2010. The concert was great. One of my favorite moments was Joe singing Michael Jackson's Music and Me, but what happened after the show was even better. This was around the time when the MacPac 3000 and MacPac cards first came out. I finally own one.
Oh gosh, okay. That's my, I'm sort of out of the merch thing now, but that is the one thing I want to have. I will have one of those before I die.
I feel like I own one because of you. I feel like you told me about the person that was selling them and was like, Nikki, there's a MacPac.
Yes.
So I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for that.
And anytime you want, you need, you're going out of town and you need somebody to adopt it, I would be more than happy to.
You will be the first person I will call. I will say, Dawn.
I will babysit your MacPac card.
Okay. That sounds like a plan.
Or Kelly's MacPac card.
Several of us fans were waiting near Joe's tour bus after the show in hopes of getting some FaceTime. After a while, World of Johnny, who was his security, said that if we had a MacPac card, we could line up alongside the tour bus. Joe would let us on the bus 2 at a time for a quick meet and greet and a photo. What? I went to the show with my fellow Joe girl, Jamie, and our friend Liz. We got in line and waited. Finally, it was our turn to go on the bus. Joe said hi and gave us each a hug. At the time, I was talking to a musical theater writing... At the time, I was taking a musical theater writing course in Chicago. As we all know, Joe has a love for musical theater and had already been in the Fantastics, Tick, Tick, Boom, and Wicked. It was and still is my dream to write a musical with the lead role for Joe. Christina, you keep dreaming. You keep putting that in the universe.
Yeah.
So I figured this was the perfect time to tell Joe about my dream. I told Joe that the show was great. Then I mentioned that I was taking a musical theater writing class and told him that I really want to write a musical for him. He seemed genuinely interested and motioned for me to sit down next to him on the couch. What?
Yes.
I told him that I was still learning the musical writing process. He mentioned that he definitely wanted to do more theater work. Then Johnny interrupted to say that we needed to wrap it up for the next fans to come on. I feel bad because my friend Jamie didn't get much time to talk to Joe. Sorry, Jamie. I didn't mean to dominate the time. But Joe seemed to genuinely want to keep talking about musical theater. I think the conversation would have kept going if Johnny hadn't interrupted us. Johnny. We gave Joe a final hug and exited the bus. This was one of my favorite Joe moments, as it was cool to actually have a conversation with him like we were old friends talking about something we were both passionate about. They say you should speak your dreams into existence. And I know you ladies always talk about your vision board. So I'm putting it out there that one day I will write a musical for Joe Mack one day. Hopefully he will love it and will want to star in it. Crazier things have happened, right? Love you ladies. I've attached some photos from the day. Bye, Christina. And let me just say these pictures. Let me just say. And I want to say that he's wearing a shirt that says like son. And I feel like someone else gave us a story that he was wearing that same shirt, because I was like father, like son, or like, I was trying to figure out like why he was wearing the shirt.
I don't remember. I've never really seen him wear red.
Yeah.
So that's pretty, I like that. He looks good. Well, he looks good in anything. He just does.
It like draws attention. That's why I remembered it. When I saw the red shirt, I was like, I've seen this before. Like somebody has sent a story in, and like, I almost want to think it was a bus story. So if you're listening and you sent in that story and you have a picture, make sure you tweet it.
Oh yeah. If you have Joe in the like sun shirt, definitely tweet that.
Yes.
And then put it in the comments for the story. For sure.
And Christina.
So many amazing stories.
Oh my gosh, Christina. I always love a Christina story. I love all the stories, but Christina.
I do too.
She just has these moments that I'm just like, girl, you have lived the New Kids on the Block life. You have lived the life.
She has. She has. And let me just say this. I do believe Christina is also on the front lines of everything that's going on.
She is,
so, Christina,
yes.
Thank you for just being a wonderful asset to your community as well.
Again, thank you, Dawn, and thank you, Christina, for all that you do, because we need you guys, and we appreciate you showing up to work every day. We really appreciate it.
Yes, and again, it's the two of us, but it's so many other people in so many different ways. The infrastructure of how things work. We need the person that gets the trucks to the store.
Right.
You know, we need the people that. I mean, I have a trash service at my apartment community where they come and pick up our trash instead of us taking it out.
Mm-hmm.
I need that person. I'm legitimately thankful for the person that does that, because, you know, they have a job right now. And, you know, if it weren't for them, you know, I would be taking out my own trash, which I'm not opposed to doing. Keep in mind, it's just a benefit of my apartment complex.
Right.
So just every single person that's doing their part, I'm so thankful for. But yes, Christina is amazing. Like I said, I got to meet her in when we were in Florida, and I think I met her on the cruise too. But I don't think I. Yes, I did. I did meet her on the cruise with her other two girlfriends. I think they're in front of me at one point on GPS night. They're from Wisconsin, aren't they?
Yes.
So yes, I did. I forget the other ladies' names, but they were lovely as well.
Carmen was one of them.
Yes,
and
Carmen.
I'm so sorry. I can't for the life of me remember the other. Jen, maybe?
Maybe.
But they're awesome. I love them. They're great.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate this photo of Joe with the glasses on, with the microphone and the suit?
Yes.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate that? Oh boy.
Also, this is 2 years ago on this day. I was at Hollywood Nights in LA seeing Joe in all his glory. He was like right there singing. I never thought that would happen, and I cannot believe it did. It was amazing. Amazing.
At the Hotel Cafe.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
so great.
I went, I think, like a week later.
Yes.
I got to go a week later. And that's when I got to meet, that's the first time I met Amber and
Jenny.
Jenny. So, again, just those ladies are so amazing as well. And Jenny is a nurse. So, and Jenny's kind of the one that started the Dwan.
She did.
So thank you, Jenny. Thank you for your service to your community as well. Amber's a teacher. Thank you to your community.
Thank you, Amber and Jenny. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So, gosh, that was that was so good. I'm having flashbacks now.
These are the memories we have to think about with all this stuff that's going on, like all this good stuff. We have to think about the good stuff.
Distraction.
Yes.
Such a good distraction. New Kids on the Block is a great distraction.
Yes.
And when you were talking about the live earlier, I kept thinking about like the Backstreet Boys. I thought maybe that when they said they were going to go live, I thought they were going to do something like that, like what the Backstreet Boys had done.
Oh yeah,
or maybe they would, sing something or do something. I'm so glad it was so like spontaneous.
Yes.
And with the fan questions and stuff. And they did put it out in the universe that they're going to be coming again this next week.
Yeah. So be on the lookout, you guys.
Yes, totally be on the lookout, because again, that's just another opportunity for us to swoon over them and appreciate all that they do for us and give us that extra boost that we need. Especially in these hard times. And we're probably, and honestly, I know this to be true. They're helping us through it just as much as we're helping them through it.
Right. 100%.
Again, they're going through it just like we are.
100%. Well, Dawn, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. I can't wait to do it again.
Yes,
I'm just so excited.
Sure.
I'm so excited. Thank you, Nikki. I love the podcast. I love what it represents. I love what it gives us as blockheads and as 80s and 90s fans. Please, if there's ever an opportunity for me to meet any of you or talk to you, or if you ever see me at an event or something, please just come talk to me. I love meeting new people.
Hey. Well,
that's how you make friends.
Yes, make sure you do that. Same with me too. Like if you see me out there, be like, Nikki, hey, how are you? And I'll be like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And I appreciate you so much. So thank you. This was awesome. I love you too. And I guess that's it. So if you guys have a story, make sure you send it to mysocalledwhatever@gmail.com. Please send it. We really appreciate your stories. So until next time.
Stories.
Yes. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.